If you haven't heard of Huatulco, Mexico, then you are in for a real treat today as we explore the beautiful bays of Huatulco on a private boat tour. Are you ready?
Let's go. Hey guys, two gay expats here. I'm Andy.
And I'm Trey, and we did a ton of research to find this tour as we really wanted to spend a little bit of time here on this virgin beach called Cacaluta, which is definitely one of the best beaches in Oaxaca.
It's our third trip here to Oaxaca, and we realized we've not yet explored the beautiful unspoiled beaches we see from the plane here in Huatulco.
For orientation, Huatulco is located on the southern Pacific coast of Mexico in one of the least developed and most unspoiled states. You may know this state, the state of Oaxaca, from two of its most famous products, mezcal and mole. Although you won't find much mole on the coast, you will certainly find plenty of mezcal.
The easiest way to get to Huatulco is by air, often with a transfer in Mexico City. It's super convenient that this increasingly popular resort town has its own airport. HUX is the airport code.
There are 9 bays and 36 beaches that make up the Bahías de Huatulco. Here you can see Cacaluta, Maguey, and Órgano bays.
On approach, we also see Santa Cruz, the most central bay and main harbor, and La Crucecita, or town just inland.
Most of the boat tours, however, leave from the harbor or beach at Santa Cruz. We meet our local father-son duo, Adolfo and Alex, at the beach to head out on our 5-hour tour of 5 of the 9 bays in Huatulco.
Our first stop takes us directly across the bay to Playa Entrega. Here you will find a relatively calm beach with restaurants, crystal clear water, colorful fish, and coral you can see right from the boat.
Next, we head around the rocks protecting Playa Entrega to find one of the most amazing natural wonders found on the Oaxaca coast. It's known as La Bufadora, or the blowhole. Waves crash against the rocks under the lighthouse and shoot water up to 100 meters in the air. Our captain's son, Alex, tells us blowholes like this only exist in 3 locations in the world: Australia, Hawaii, and Mexico.
Continuing west, we enter Parque Nacional Huatulco, or Huatulco National Park. This UNESCO Biosphere Reserve is home to untouched forests, virgin beaches, and an extensive array of impressive flora and fauna. The first bay and beach we discover is Órgano Bay, a virgin beach which is only accessible by boat. It is named for the cacti of the same name that grow here.
As we make our way to neighboring Maguey, the adjacent bay and beach, we find another famous natural attraction, the face of an Indian carved in the rocks by Mother Nature herself.
We also come across a nice-sized red snapper floating on the surface, evidently incapacitated from diving too deep while chasing food and surfacing too quickly. Our captain, Adolfo, literally collects the fish from the water and proudly displays it for us. We decline adding fishing to our day, but if you'd like, you can fish on your tour and have the lunch restaurant at Maguey prepare anything you catch.
Speaking of Maguey, which means agave for the green color of the water, it's also the plant used to make local mezcal and, of course, Mexico's most well-known liquor, tequila.
This popular beach is pretty much empty early in the day, but we are assured it will be hopping by lunchtime when we will return.
As we leave Maguey and round the corner, we find our second free diver of the day catching local octopus. He sees us and gives us a quick wave as the waves crash against the rocks close behind him.
Next up is our 4th bay already, and the primary reason we booked this tour: to walk, swim, and snorkel at Cacaluta, the bay, beach, and the island that helps form this heart-shaped wonder.
We just arrived at Cacaluta Beach. We just swam in. The waves are a little too big for our boat to get us safely to shore, so we just swam over. This beach is amazing. We really wanted to check it out. It is the famous beach at the end of Y Tu Mama Tambien with Diego Luna and Gael Garcia Bernal. So it's super stunning, just as expected. A virgin beach, which I'm assuming just means there's no structures on it whatsoever. So it's totally unspoiled. Absolutely beautiful day, and we are excited to do a little beach walk now and go for a swim, and then likely a snorkel after.
One of the first things we notice on our beach walk are the numerous blackbirds, or cacalote in Zapotec, for which this beach is named. There are also tons of little crabs running around that duck into their burrowed holes as we get closer. We find a coconut to build a makeshift tripod for some pictures. The sounds of the waves with the backdrop of the small island offshore make for a truly spectacular setting. This is by far our favorite beach in Huatuco so far, and arriving by boat makes it even more impressive.
There is also an option to hike in, but risking a taxi return in the hot sun did not seem like the best idea to us. Taking a boat with sightseeing, beaches, snorkeling, and lunch is definitely the better option.
After our relaxing time on the beach, it's time to swim back to the boat.
For snorkeling the coral reef at Kakaluta, we drop anchor just outside the protected zone and swim over to the reef. You can also swim over from the beach as it's not very far.
Wow, that's crazy. I feel like I'm the only one out here with the schools of fish.
After snorkeling, we came back to this super calm beach where we are right now called Magay, where we are going to have lunch. Our captain has directed us a little bit further down to his favorite spot, but of course I fell off the boat on the calmest waters we've had all day.
It's definitely a very family-friendly beach. The sand is very soft to walk on.
Oh my gosh, it's so soft.
The weather is perfect.
It's a great company. It's absolutely gorgeous day. We're super hungry, so we are going to head down to eat.
Our beachside restaurant is super laid back with a nice view of the bay. You can eat, drink, swim, sunbathe, snorkel, or even stand up paddleboard here. There are beach vendors selling local handmade goods. After our extended time in the sun and water, we are very happy chilling under this giant shaded palapa at La Gaviota for cold drinks and some delicious local seafood.
So what did you think of lunch?
It was absolutely delicious.
What did we have?
We had some of the pulpo that we saw them catching just offshore, or actually practically onshore.
We also saw them preparing the red snapper, which is one of the fish that we literally just were able to pick up off the side of the boat. The grilled octopus, again, were amazing. Guys were diving for them just offshore on the rocks here, and evidently there's a 5-month season that lasts from May to September, and so there's lots of people just diving for fresh octopus, so that was amazing as well.
For our last 2 bays, we head east of the Central Bay and main harbor in Santa Cruz. Adolfo and Alex see a huge pod of dolphins ahead who turn out to be quite playful. There must be hundreds, with a handful of real performers jumping completely out of the water.
On the way to Tangalunda Bay, we continue to be in awe of the jagged coastline. We could watch the water crashing over the rocks here for hours on end. Tangalunda Bay is one of the most popular bays in Huatulco, as it's home to many of the area's 5-star resorts and residential communities. It's also quite spectacular from the air. This resort town is becoming an increasingly popular place to retire, and we've seen a number of luxury condos with ocean views for well under $500K. Huatulco was not much more than a coffee growing area before the 1980s when Fonatur, a government agency dedicated to the development of tourism in Mexico, acquired this land in order to build a resort town similar to Cancun.
These projects also make it easier for foreigners to buy property in Mexico.
We get a lot of questions about living in Mexico, including residency options as well as buying property here. So we're gonna cover those topics in some upcoming videos. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss a thing.
As we return to port, we pass through our last bay called Chaue between Tangalunda and Santa Cruz. There are also 3 beaches in this bay. The most popular is the namesake Playa Chaue with services, but it's not recommended to swim here given the size of the waves. There are also condominiums and luxury villas along this bay which look absolutely incredible.
Returning to Santa Cruz Bay, we find 2 small beaches called Paraiso and Pescadores, or Paradise and Fishermen in English. We also find a fun banana boat ride from the nearby Playa Entrega across the bay here, with some people enjoying a quick swim.
It's been an amazing day as we glide back through the anchored boats to the beach by the main port area. Before we say goodbye to Adolfo and Alex, we had to snap a selfie. We're super grateful to them for showing us such an amazing day in their hometown.
Well, that's it for our tour of the gorgeous Huatulco Bays. We hope you had as good of a time as we did. For more on our gay travels and our adventures here in Cipolite, Huatulco, and all of the Oaxaca coast, be sure to check out our website at 2gayexpats.com and follow us on social media at 2gayexpats. Be sure also, of course, to like and subscribe right here on YouTube. We greatly appreciate your support. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you next time.
Hasta luego.